Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and this is the second part of, my favorite tarot of 2019. This is going to be my favorite oracle decks of 2019. I had to have a separate version for this one just because 2019 was an oracle deck for me, and I have used many more oracle decks that I have used ever before. So without further ado, grab a cuppa, and I hope you are going to enjoy this video and you are going to find it, informative and inspiring. So I have a few oracle decks that are incredible, that I used ongoing all the time since I got them. I love them, and they are my favorite decks. So I'm going to show you. The first one that comes to mind is the Oracle of Initiation by Melissa Lucia. So I've got this art edition, and it is not available right now, but from what I've heard from Melissa, she might be thinking of reprinting it in this large version. You can get this deck. I'm going to show you soon how it looks in the smaller version, but the art version is amazing because it's like the images are bigger, and it's incredible deck. So I love this deck so much. The book that comes with it, I highly recommend getting the book as well, but if you don't, in the PDF you have a lot of descriptions of the cards and everything you need, but the book is really kind of handy, well organized, and it has this amazing I don't know, it's just well made. It's got lots of spreads, it's got ideas and different interpretations of the cards from other people as well. So Oracle of Initiation, amazing 2019 find, and even though this oracle was on the market since 2012, I've never seen it before that year. So I'm so glad I found it. I have done 2 interviews with Melissa because her other deck is the Santos and Signs Oracle, and it's also an amazing deck. For me, not as amazing as Oracle of Initiation, but it's still an incredible deck just because Melissa is bloody creative genius. So this deck, it's contained, like it's made up from different sizes and different looking cards. So one is the little kind of signs and words, and then we have also signs because Melissa loves graffiti. She loves she loves rap and the modern kind of graffiti-like style. So she made it part of her oracle. So there is a little batch of cards that is creating the signs, and then there is Santos. So Santos, obviously, as the name suggests, is taken from her trips to cemeteries, and she's living in Santa Fe, so heavily influenced by Mexican culture. And there is no booklet to this oracle, but she's writing the book, and there's also Santos 2 coming up next year. So this deck has 108 cards, and actually it's a really creative, beautiful deck. I've done a review of this deck, so again I will link this kind of list, playlist of my reviews right now, so you can take a look at this and see all the cards and how I use it. But it's a very cool deck. So this lady, Melissa Lucia, if you're a creative, if you're an artist, if you enjoy kind of being inspired creatively, you will love her decks and just her work in general. So I highly recommend checking her out. And you will find all the info you need in my videos. Another deck that since I've got it, and I have this deck, Devas of Creation forever, and it is an amazing deck. It's created by Cilla Conway, and I also have an interview with Cilla. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but she is also creating Devas 2 right now, and also Shimmering Veil Tarot deck. All of these decks are going to be available in 2020, and this deck is such a unique and smart deck, organized as our universe is built, from the tiniest of atom to, those kind of earthy emanations, divine emanations, elements, water, signs, planets. It's incredible. So Devas of Creation, it's one of those decks that often makes an appearance, you know, in my readings, and I love this deck, and especially for myself, it's just one of the most amazing decks. Another one that is I'm very kind of not attached, but I love and I use very often is this Big Mama now, because I combined the two versions of the two Red Seeds oracles. There's Red Seeds Oracle 1 and 2, and they both by Linda Hill, and I have put them both together. So the cards have descriptions in the back of the cards, and the artwork, original artwork by Linda Hill, an amazing creative as well. She's from the UK. If you're into the sacred feminine, Linda is also just inspired by this work. So I highly recommend checking out her oracle decks. Each of her decks depicts a goddess, mostly from, all of them nearly from our kind of Greek, in Anglo-Saxon and Greek heritage. Really amazing, and each of the cards comes with the quotation. Oracle 2 from Sappho and Oracle 1 from Rumi, with the gift and with the challenge, and it's really well written. It's an amazing deck. So that's Red Seeds Oracle. Another one also from the British Isle, from the UK, is the Rose Alchemy Oracle. Sandy, also I have an interview with her, has a special connection and affinity for roses and for energetic work that has, you know, can be done with roses. She's created this whole beautiful healing system, and also I have been using this oracle in most of my readings, and a lot of people have given me feedback that it's really felt very empowering to them, very healing when I pulled a rose for them. And mostly I use, you know, the book to kind of read it, because I'm still studying. I bought Sandy's lessons, classes, and it's one of those decks that you kind of really need to, you know, it takes time to get to know the roses. But Sandy claims roses have the pure love code, and that's what can be transmitted through the image. Another deck that I wanted to show you, this Oracle of Initiation, the tarot size, which is available in Melissa's Etsy shop. So this is the bags. The bags are actually nicer than on the art edition. And the image is okay, everything is fine with the images, there is nothing wrong, it's just smaller, right? So when you have that other size, the art size, which is not available right now, and so this is the, you know, the difference is really big. And the art size has this color coded gates of initiation here, whereas the tarot size has the signs and number on the bottom of the card. But they both amazing. I didn't have the art oracle in the beginning, and I was using the tarot size, and it was perfect, you know, you get used to it. Another one that I really loved in 2019 was Mother Mary Oracle, and it was also a surprise, you know, through Walking with Mary. This deck was just, yeah, one of those decks that it's really beautiful. And I even love the book. And usually, you know, I'm not such a great fan of Alana Fairchild decks, but probably out of all those mass media oracles, I like her decks the most, maybe. I'm not sure, but this one specifically, because of the subject matter and how crazy I became about Mary, you know, you can't go too far with me. So this deck has played an important role, and I still reach for it. And whenever you feel like you need a truth spoken to you, but in a very, very gentle way, you know, sometimes you're really down, you don't need another fucking slap in the face. This deck is really sweet to work with. If we're on the sacred feminine journey, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I got this by Jayson, the Sacred Feminine guidance cards. And these are her channelings. I kind of rarely use the booklet itself, but the cards are beautiful. It's only sorry, It's only 13 of those cards. So maybe I show you these. They can be purchased on Etsy as well. And they're different depictions of the sacred feminine. But beautiful artwork. And they're quite large as well, so great for meditation, and if you connect with any of them. Mary Magdalene was the reason I wanted these cards. And there's also Mother Mary and Artemis. They had lots of sacred feminine aspects that I feel drawn to. I love also that Mother Mary was kind of older. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful deck. So I wish there was more cards. Maybe Joe will at some point make more for us, but right now there's only 13, so more like meditation altar cards. Deck of character, oh my god, some of you would love this deck. So you might have seen my review of this deck, but this deck has three groups. So there are tools, and there are characters and places, and you pull one card of each. And you know, this is just kind of like doodly art, but it's funny, it's quirky, it's really like crazy deck, and I really love it. You laugh a lot using this deck. So it's a great deck to use in cafes, a great deck to use in, you know, in the parties, with children, you know, when you can really imagine things and just play and have fun and use your imagination and fantasy to kind of just play with the cards, play with your ideas, play with, you know, be creative. There's no rules here. To kickstart your intuition, there is some meanings of the keywords of the cards at the website, but yeah, I rarely use it, but it's really funky deck to use. Another one that I really loved in 2019 was, and again, this interview with Monica. She's a beautiful healer from Australia using various modalities, but she has created this Oracle of the Essences, and this is, I think, one of my favorite essential oil decks, even though not all of the artwork is my favorite, because it's a collaborative deck, so some of the artwork is not my favorite, but when it comes to togetherness, the colors, the feel of the card is gilded, it's great paper, the book is so well written, it's very psychological, it's also, you know, gives you some health kind of advice. And if you love essential oils, you would love using this deck. And also it has a lot of cards, so it has quite a lot of decks, I mean oils that have been picked to, you know, choose from. And the frankincense, so beautiful. So some of the artwork is really, really cool. And the booklet is quite small, but it's extensive, and there's a lot of information for each of the oils. Again, the review of this deck you will find on in my playlists, and if you like essential oils, this is my recommendation. That telluric runes, and also it's telluric runes, and also the Irish Ogham cards, but the runes they like tarot size, and they're really beautiful. This is by Lunaria Gold, and you can find her on Etsy as well. She sells her decks through Etsy. What she did, she combines runes, a plant, and a mineral. So on each card there is a rune, a plant, and a stone. And the stone and the plant somehow for her, you know, depict and explain the meaning of the rune. So this is a very interesting combination. She also has been creating, maybe it's already finished, it was on Kickstarter, but a tarot deck in a similar very style. So if somebody loves this artwork or is drawn to this natural kind of beauty of minerals and plants and the runes, the tarot deck looks very similar. But this deck, it's also, I'm going to use it a lot in 2020 because I want to learn a little bit more about runes. If we had the plant stories, then I love also the Herbal Healing deck. It's a mass-produced deck, it's beautiful, I got it from Anya, and this is one of the decks that really surprised me. The book for this deck is amazing, psychological, but also from holistic perspective on medicine. It's really, really beautiful. It's one of those decks that I love the artwork, and I really connect also through what's in the book, and I can learn more things about the plant, more things about the energetic associations, about the healing properties, about the psychological properties as well. So I highly recommend this deck. If anyone loves herbs, this is a really good herbal deck. There are two decks that are actually tarot decks, but I'm going to use them, and I have been using them as oracles mostly. So this is the Tarot Botanica, not Botanica deck, but Tarot Botanica, and it's only the majors only, and I wish she did, or she, I think it was a she, there was just the whole deck. But as major arcana, you know, you've got only, you've got the little explanation of the symbols she used for the majors, and there's a plant and just a little symbol, no names, no words, beautiful art. So there is one, it's tarot, but yeah, I use it as an oracle deck just because I love the artwork. And also there is this beautiful tarot deck, which it's called the Tree Spirit Tarot, and these are the backs. And this is by Laural Virtue, and I'm going to have an interview with Laural because I'm interested about her work, and she loves trees. So what she did, she actually picked trees, and you know, there's no, like, you wouldn't say it's like beautiful art or something, it's just trees and pictures of trees. But what she did, she added like beautiful keywords and the whole system, how she loves trees and how she is empowered from trees, and how she wants to share this inspiration on trees, and the keywords she picked, and she put it all into a tarot system. I find it in the end like really, like, I don't know, this draws me in. I remember seeing this deck a good few months ago. My friend Victoria sent me info on it, and I wasn't too interested because I thought like, I don't like it, you know, so many words and stuff. But after using it, and again, it kind of feels more like an oracle deck just because it's so hard to maybe intuitively read just from those photos. But with the keyword, with the tarot system knowledge, it actually gives really beautiful readings. So Tree Spirit Tarot, my review will be coming of this deck, and also an interview with the creator of the deck. She also made an oracle deck. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Another one that I want to mention, these are my two astrological decks, and 2019 was a deck that marked for me this kind of claiming that I am an astrologer and I work with astrology. So Patrick's decks, the Living Wheel astrology cards, turned out to be a great learning kind of tool for me and teaching tool. So whenever I did any astrology talks on Chiron or whatever, on anything on 2020, using his deck to depict what I'm talking about was actually was incredible help. And I love this cute little deck. It's really perfect. It's wonderfully made. So if you want to learn astrology and you need to depict, for example, your chart, your astrology chart, you know, lay it all out, it's very helpful to do it. He also included Chiron, he included nodal axis, so nodes of the moon. All the constellations are made really beautifully, houses, astrological houses, so you can pick, you know, my sun is in this house, my moon is in this house, and so on. And yeah, it's gilded, it's small, it's cute. I love this deck. Very sweet, beautiful astrology deck. And then my friend Karni Zor, I'm going to still make or do a review of this deck. She did the holistic astrology card. So if I have these two decks, this one would be the masculine one and this one would be the more feminine in feel. Karni's deck can be used more as an oracle deck in its own right. So it has also similar kind of idea to what Patrick did, but it has more art, imagery, and Karni comes from more maybe energetic and healing astrology. There's like a feminine aspect to learning astrology. So there also we also have the houses. The house, each of the house, you know, kind of what it is. In Patrick deck, you have the little kind of pamphlet, the fold out that you can read up about it, and obviously it's just to kickstart you on your search for your own kind of knowledge, obviously. But here with Carney's deck, also you can use it as an oracle deck by itself in its own right. You get a PDF, or you can purchase separately a physical book, or get a free PDF when you purchase. And again, you have the signs, you have the houses, you have and the gateways. Carney teaches astrology, and she's a great astrologer. She mixes a little bit the astrology from the West and astrology from the East. I'm not going to go much into it right now, but I will when I will do a review of this deck. But I highly recommend checking at least this deck if you haven't seen it yet. You can find Carney on Instagram as Carney Astrology, and this the holistic astrological cards is another like feminine version of the masculine, more masculine living wheel astrological cards. So if you like astrology, these two decks, I highly recommend checking them out. Another one that I really loved in 2019 is Divine Muses Oracle, and this is a great deck for nature walks. If you walk through nature and you wanna, you know, take a look at oh, what's this place about? You know, what's the energy of this place? What's the energy of this tree? What maybe this tree is telling me right now? I loved using this archetypal deck. It's Mari. Also, I have an interview with Mari. You can take a look. She loves collages. She's the author also of the Antiquarian Tarot and Lenormand. So this is her third deck. It's great paper, it's well done, it's more of the muted side of colors, kind of, you know, puts you a little bit into that otherworldly senses when you use it. It's quieter, it's kind of, and it has great book with this deck. The book coming with this deck, Mari has done a lot of research, and it's really well written, and lots of information about archetypes that she uses here. Another one that I loved this year with archetypes is this archetypal deck by Kim Krans. I think this deck is really good, and the book that comes with it, it's really great. And you know that Kim went on some, some search, and that she has done a lot of internal work herself. Because of the depth of the book. And even though the artwork is maybe not my favorite artwork, somehow even I don't mind it. I like this type of artwork, and you can use it. You know, I have all Kim's decks. I'm not a fan of round decks for some reason. I just find it hard to use, but nevertheless, it is a great deck. And I keep using it for people in the readings, and everybody likes it, and it's just a great deck for self-reflection as well. You know, the archetypes are cool for that. I have one more round deck that I want to mention from this year, and it's Invoking the Goddesses Oracle in Action by Lisa de St. Croix. I wish it had more cards, but I know Lisa is working on another kind of deck, and this is going to be more like sacred masculine feminine connected, and these are beautiful. I love Lisa's artwork, so I also have done an interview with Lisa, so you can take a look. Yeah, I invite people who inspire me, and I love artists and I love decks, so anyone who kind of sparks my interest, I always write them, hey, can I speak to you, you know, because I'm curious about your point of view and why you create those decks and how you work with these archetypes. So beautiful Guadalupe. So Lisa's the cards have writing in the back, and yeah, I'm curious about the second deck that Lisa is making now. This one has 30 cards, I think. So yeah, I wish there was another 30 in my hands right now. Another one which is not from 2019, but I rarely show this deck, but I love it and I use it, and I've done a great review of this deck. And I say great because I'm also showing a lot of feathers, so you can find the review of the Birds Oracle deck, and you can see how many feathers I collected over the years. But this is also a great art And if you like birds, again, the book is really great. And now Jessica, in January, if you have this deck, you can sign up for like 40 days with the Birds Oracle, when each day she's going to send us an email, and we're going to do some journaling and just working with the archetypes of the birds over the 40 days in January and a bit of February. So take a look. And this deck is very sweet. And I like it. If you like birds, you definitely will like this one too. And 2 more decks left. One is the Roots and Wings Oracle. Love, 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 love. I know that some people, and I agree, sometimes when you shuffle, it's kind of weird length and the paper is too flexible. So it's a good paper, but it's too flexible and the cards kind of stick together. So it's a bit hard to shuffle. But she also has a small version in tin, and that looks pretty cool. But I don't have the tin version. But this is the, I like this deck because it's got a lot of white space and the artwork is beautiful and it's soft. It's gentle. It's a gentle deck, but the cards look lovely together. When you put a few cards together, they're really gorgeous. So Roots and Wings Oracle by Kat Riles. And actually, I want to show you 2 more decks. So one which is an old deck, but I always take it for dream board groups, for people to like just pick decks. So it's Messenger Oracle, but Raven Phelan. And it's an old one, and it's still, I like this deck. It goes well with Dreams of Gaia Tarot, of course, but my friends love it. You can take it to parties, you can work with it for imagination, for story writing, and animal oracle, and just very nature-like and fairy tale-like, but a cool, not too like heavyweight deck, but really beautiful. And these 2 decks that I wanted to show you, one is, what did I do with it? So one is this cute deck by Marcella Kral. It's Nature Nurture Oracle, and it has tiny cards, gilded, and it's really cool. Like, I really enjoy this deck. It's simple, it's to the point, beautiful artwork. But yeah, simple, not too much, but you can read it intuitively. But also the little booklet, it's extensive enough to, a page for each of the cards, so it's really cool. And then Constellations, I love that deck too. Where is it? I can't find it now. But, oh my god, no, there's more. I'm sorry, guys. It's not the end yet. That's what I meant. Compendium of Constellations. So this is by, the same, what's her name? Claire Goodchild from Black and the Moon. And she did also, the Antique Anatomy and some other like Oracle of Oddities. So this one is just constellations, different stars and stuff, and like name of the star and the little keyword. But I really like using this deck and this oracle. And then, yeah, it was 2019. It is an oracle deck, so my take there's another few here. My other favorite one, which I use very often in my readings, and people will confirm it. It's Lavish Earth Oracle, and this is my love for crystals come true, and also my love for reading. So each of the cards has a quotation around and a keyword and description of what the crystal might be good for, but it's very well done. It's well researched. The quotations are great, keywords are great. It's kind of how I see the stones as well. And so very cool oracle deck if you like crystals. And this Dream Awake Tarot, I picked it as an oracle deck as well because of the way it looks. So I done a review of this deck, and I'm going to have Ashanti also in an Inspired Tarot map next year. And this is a great tarot and a great art as well. So she used major arcana, but it doesn't have any names and doesn't have any numbers. So sometimes you're unsure which card is what. doesn't stop me at all, and it connects into this, you know, hexagonal shapes, so it gives beautiful, colorful readings. It feels empowering. Ashanti is really creative. She is, you know, a creative goddess, and it's quite brave, with body love, with self-empowerment. She created the whole course that corresponds, a lot goes with this deck. If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. And this Dream Awake Tarot, which is more to me like an oracle really, but yeah, it's a great little deck to kickstart your creative juices. One more that I love, and it's so beautiful, and I think what's her name, Claire is also creating another deck, or part 2, or just, yeah, another set. This is Illuminated Earth Oracle, and that's, you know, that's the backs of the cards. It's beautifully beautiful artwork. So this is gold, and then all this amazing, and the booklet is short, but it's really well written. I love this deck. It's the color, the art, to me this is perfection, and it's really smart. It's quite a punchy deck actually, and really beautiful. Like, it's so pretty color wise, and just, you know, you put some of this next to each other, it just bursts. It feels like art gallery in the hands. So this Illuminated Earth Oracle, it's a beautiful tarot oracle that I use this year a lot. Another one that I loved, I got it from Rockpool Publishing, Divine Doors Oracle, really tiny, cute oracle. One of those decks, you know, that sometimes at the end of the reading you like, ooh, pick a door, and you pick one and you go, ooh, so what's your door? And there is a little description, you know, in the back of what you got. So we got a reminder: for even the most hopeless of lost cases, you can find peace within the strangest of places. So yeah, it just does the little kind of spells, feels like a little spells oracle. There's one which I never know how to pronounce it, so I rarely kind of use it in the videos, because I don't know how to say what's the name of this deck is, but it's this deck. I call it Oracle of Light. Okay, so it's a French deck. And you can find it on my YouTube as well, and the link. And it's a strange deck because it has these squares that connect. Each of the squares connect to the, you know, if you put them together, they connect to the next and the previous card. So it's a really cool idea, and it's like made from, you know, from light, like from the kind of flame, how the flame dances, and this is just, yeah, it's an interesting one. So there's just something that I use often to break through my creative kind of blocks, because it's one of those decks that, you know, you can kind of go with so many ideas. Everybody will see a different thing in 5 lines, you know, but it's very, very cool. One more plant deck that really kind of I loved and still use a lot is the Soulflower Oracle. I got it from a swap, and I'm so glad I got it finally. Lina from Fire of Transformation, she also always was saying how much she loves this deck, and I can see why she loves it, because it's beautiful, it's soulful, the artwork is so sweet. I think the lady who painted those Lisa, I think it's her name, she must love plants, because you just feel the love that went into this deck, and the descriptions are gorgeous, the artwork is gorgeous, and the keywords fit. I love it. It's beautiful, beautiful herbal deck. So quite a few herbal decks in my collection, but as I said, 2019 was an oracle deck. I've never used so many oracle decks. 2 more decks, so the Forest of Precious Twigs and the Wistar Oracle, both mixed together. One of my favorite oracles ever. amazing art. Incredible, beautiful, well-written deck. The writing is in the back of the cards, but it's just so moving. The clients that I use this deck for love it, they feel it, they resonate with the imagery, they resonate with the writing. It's really a beautiful deck, beautiful. So this is by Trisha Murray, and she's also on Etsy and on Instagram as Precious Twigs. Highly recommend checking out this deck if you like psychology, if you like this type of artwork. And my last deck is also one which I'm going to do a review on, and it's the Wisdom of Mary Magdalene cards, and they created by Sharon Hooper. I actually have met Sharon online, and she has created this deck quite a while ago. It seemed like it wasn't a success, like, you know, she didn't market it, so people thought this deck was out of print, and the prices of this deck were crazy online, like hundreds of dollars. And I wrote her if she by any chance, you know, had maybe a deck for sale, and she did have. So she wrote back that she has decks for sale, and I also advertised it, you know, so I bought 2 decks from her, one for me, one for my friend, and I advertised it on my Instagram. A lot of people got these decks. I think she put up the price. It was very cheap. She put up the price. They're still very cheap, around $30, or I'm not sure anymore because I haven't checked, but you guys can take a look and see if you're interested in this subject, because there's quotations from different kind of texts on Mary Magdalene, and quite beautiful artwork on this unique subject. So it's kind of, yeah, it's an interesting deck. And in the booklet there is this depictions, depictions of the cards, but also Sharon is she works with people and more like a coach. So the wisdom of the cards is mostly the quotation from works on Mary Magdalene, often hidden works as well, because Sharon's husband wrote a book on Mary Magdalene. And then in commentary, Sharon gives more kind of the coaching perspective. I actually use this deck mostly without the book, to be honest, and I love the quotes that are on the cards themselves. But yeah, if somebody is more into coaching, you can also enjoy Sharon's addition there. And that's it, guys. I did go through all the decks that I pulled. I'm not sure if I forgot anything or not, but I hope you enjoyed the Oracle version of 2019, the best of. And if you've done any of those videos, please link them below, because I would love to, would love to take a look and see what your picks were. So happy 2020. We're probably not going to see each other anymore before 2020 is on. And I wanted to thank you and thank everyone for comments, liking, sharing my videos, supporting me through purchasing the Creative Tarot class, sending me coffee, money and gifts. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, for creating this community, virtual kind of tarot world together with me, and I'm glad to be part of it. I really enjoy it. And yeah, let's learn more about tarot next year, and let's show more fun decks, and let's just enjoy using cards for self development, and creativity. So much love to everybody. Thanks for being here, and I see you next year. Bye.